Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Symphogear AXZ episode 8. It's been a while, hasn't it? For people who watch it on YouTube, perhaps not so much, but for people who watch it on Patreon, it's been like, what, 2, 3 weeks without? Something like that. Again, terribly sorry that I haven't been putting out any videos for the past couple of weeks, but I've been sick. I'm still sick, actually. I'm still finishing my round of antibiotics and stuff, but at least now I'm in shape to record. Still a bit of a cough, still a bit of a fucked up throat, but it is what it is. The show must go on. YouTube already probably penalized me pretty harshly for not releasing videos. I don't want it to penalize me even harsher. So I'm gonna have to start releasing videos again. And today, this video is going to be Symphogear episode 8, Symphogear AXZ episode 8. In the previous episode, what happened in the previous episode? We were looking for Hibiki's scab, if I'm not for Hibiki's scab in the underwater ruins of the Neptune's Palace. I believe that facility is called. In any case, we were looking for Hibiki's scab underwater because it is possibly, a key to defeating, in one way or another, the alchemy, because it stands in direct opposition to what alchemy stands for. I don't exactly remember what the deal was, but something like alchemy is something that creates from a lot, and the scab is something that Hibiki alone created. Something along those lines. Forgive me if I don't remember that exactly, it's been a while. Of course, we also had a bit of an attack by our whatchamacallit. Come on, why do you not work? Elgato Camera Hub is having a moment. But yeah, our alchemy users, the trio of alchemists, tried to destroy our plans of retrieving the scab, although they didn't know that the scab is our target, is our goal. They went after Symphogear users. Simple as that, because Adam told them to do that. Although they are slowly but surely, I believe, rebelling against Adam. Whether something's gonna come out of it or not, we'll see. Probably will. But all those tidbits about how Cagliostro and Prelati are loyal to Saint-Germain. They aren't loyal to Adam, they are loyal to Saint-Germain. Leads me to believe that if Saint-Germain decides, hey, we should work with S.O.N.G, the other two will follow. And that's gonna be that. They are also way too built up as characters to just be, why are you so zoomed in? Why are you having a moment, Elgato? And now you're not responding. They are way too built up as characters for them to just be wasted, essentially, on everyday run-of-the-mill villains that just get defeated and we never see them again. I do believe that they might be joining us sooner or later. And excuse me for a moment, because Elgato is having a moment. Okay, Elgato is no longer having a moment. We can continue. What else happened? Of course, Kirka and Shirabe and Maria are back in action thanks to brand new linker, and we know yet again, we confirm what we already knew actually, that the power of hand-holding is powerful. That Kirika and Shirabe, when they fight together, have much more power, much more strength than just the sum of the two of them. And we have it yet again confirmed. Uh, No wonder you didn't understand that Google Assistant, because I didn't say shit to trigger you. Why are you like this? Why does technology hate me today? um, yeah, Kirika and Shirabe, they kick ass. That's what I wanted to say, basically. And they are back in action. All six of our members are uh, back in action and ready to kick ass. Adam is planning something, as Adam is wont to do. Uh, and Saint-Germain, for some reason, still follows him. I fully believe it's sunk cost fallacy at this moment. That Saint-Germain doesn't necessarily exactly believe in what Adam is saying, but they stuck together for this long, and the plan is close to completion, so it would be kind of awkward to back out now, so she continues digging deeper. And we also had some cool moments of Miku and Hibiki talking about stuff. Granted, I don't necessarily remember what exactly they were talking about. Uh, I think something about like Miku. Yeah, it was Miku reminiscing of how she met Hibiki and how Hibiki changed her life. How Miku's life changed because of Hibiki. And I don't know, but it feels like kinda sort of foreshadowing to Miku having possibly a bigger role in the story. She's been saying that, oh, I want to protect Hibiki for the longest time, but she never really had the capacity to do so. I wonder if they're gonna do something about it. I wonder if she's gonna join like the research team, or she gonna get her own Symphogear. That would be hype. Uh, I wonder. Anything can happen, really, honestly. Okay, my lips are moisturized enough, and I'm ready with everything. The technology no longer hates me, everything seems to be perfectly fine, so I say we can start watching episode 8 of Symphogear AXZ, and to do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along. I will need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm gonna, of course, have to ask you for your support. Monetary, Patreon throne links in the description below, or if you don't want to spend any money, share my content, spread the word, it helps a lot, especially now that YouTube probably deranks my videos because I haven't been releasing them for a long time. Watching them even somewhere in the background, leaving comments, it's all the more helpful. So forever grateful for that. And with all of that out of the way, we can finally start watching Symphogear AXZ episode 8 in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, looking for the scab. What's the music though? It's kind of boppy. Kiri likes to play with mud. There it is, the scab. And she's gonna fall face first into the mud. Of course. Yep. A full stone indeed. I mean, it's a good name. It stands in the direct opposition to Philosopher's Stone. I guess the only other name that would be in such a direct opposition to Philosopher's Stone would be like a Simpletone's Stone, but that doesn't roll off the tongue quite as much as a full stone, does it? We haven't seen any of the moments from the opening in the season proper, have we? Which is interesting because usually, actually, I think I already talked about it. How usually we see some of the scenes from the opening in the series proper, but not this time around, at least not yet. I still love the fact that her attacks are just hearts. It's so incredibly Mahou Shoujo, and it really stands in opposition to the attacks that our heroes use. They aren't. They are flashy, right? But they aren't like meta flashy. It's a flash of light because it makes sense. Flash of light in the shape of a heart doesn't necessarily. Researching. Well, hopefully. Why though? Yeah. Oh, right, the Val Verde matters. I almost forgot it's a thing. Yeah, we're back to the. Oh no, you amputated his leg. He should have died. Yes. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Training montage? It's time for the montage. Montage. I mean, what kind of movie are we talking about? Whomst? Oh, it's the not. That's not Cagliostro. That's Prelati. That's Cagliostro. I think. I just know for sure who Saint-Germain is. Right, that whole thing. Sacrifice Cagliostro or Prelati. Right, there's that. That's what really made me think that Saint-Germain is gonna rebel. Am I peeking? I'm peeking a little. Sorry for that. Probably not, no. Oh, she's listening in. Okay, Prelati is the frog. Gotcha. That's Cagliostro. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Do they really need to train just fighting regular grunts at this point? For a moment, I was about to say that Hibiki is at a disadvantage because she doesn't have AoE attacks, but she does. She does have AoE. Yep. What is? Okay. Genjuro song? Oh! I thought he's gonna fight the noise, but no. They're fighting against Genjiro, the biggest boss of the series. It's a good question, actually. For all we know, he's a living relic. Also, fighting against humans is different than fighting against noise. Oh, that shine in his eyes. And she's blasting off again. Yeah, of course he's gonna catch them all. uh, uh, not even any of the villains was able to do that. I'm glad Genjuro is on our side. Yeah, Genjuro didn't use any superpowers. Seven notes, not eight? I guess there are different scales, right? Chromatic, pentatonic. Ripping out the Philosopher's Stone out of her? No, putting a brand on her. Of some sort. Looks like a chaos circle from 40k a little. And what's that? Some sort of a wand? CG cars? They really like their CG cars in this series, don't they? Full Symphogear. Training? Okay. Oh, the Val Verde people? The Val Verde people, indeed. And he has a cybernetic leg. Stay here? Okay. You have something to do back at home. Okay, so she was the cause of their death, but then she carried over their work? I guess that's something at least. Then again, we don't know for sure if she caused their deaths. That's just something Chris said. Yeah, that's just something Chris said. Okay, so it wasn't her fault. That clears things up. Well, ain't that a whatchamacallit? Uh, when you think you see something you've already seen, the French word for that, I forgot. Okay, any change to the henshin? Any change to the look of their gears? Not really. Just the good old hexagonal henshin. Although I think the music is different. I'm not sure. Whoops, more noise. And nobody to save them. Because for some reason they're fighting outside instead of helping. Sure. I mean, the building already seems to be crumbling. And those two seem to be dead from what we've seen. So. Why the moment of hesitation? Hello, Maria. And Hibiki. And everybody is here. Of course. The whole gang is here. Cagliostro probably doesn't have a chance against all 6 of them at once. Or she has this weird relic thing with her, so. Okay. They got sent to a pocket dimension somewhere. Yeah, we've already seen that. Separated. Yeah. That's smart. That's smart. Now they're split into couples that never really fought like together. Right? We've seen Hibiki operate with Tsubasa. We've seen Kirika operate with Shirabe. But we haven't seen them in those configurations. And she's a brawler. I love her even more now. I have a weakness for brawlers, what can I say? He's got a cybernetic leg now. Can't he, like, limp along at least a little? Stefan's gonna sacrifice himself or something? No, not quite. Okay, enough for an opening. And that leg is metal, so it doesn't hurt to kick things. He's so much of a better person than his sister is, holy shit. Yeah. You go, Stefan. You tell them. You tell them. Yeah. Off you go. Oh, that little bit of a head whip. I don't know why, but my mind instantly jumped to Kill la Kill. They really like their head whips in Kill la Kill. That was a very Maho Shoujo attack, yet again. Ignite inextinguished. Or whatever they're gonna call it. Yeah, they have the full stone embedded within them. Nope. It's about unity of people, not about the unity of gears. Lyrics on the screens, again, I love it. Yep. Okay, so we have another trick up our sleeve. Yep. Yep. Exactly. You can't just rely on these little cliques that you formed within your group. What if you get mixed up? Okay. I actually love that they bring that topic to light. Your voice is slipping there. A little. What are you doing? Another vehicle. Another combat vehicle. And this one's spinning. Uh they really are going above and beyond with combo attacks in this season, aren't they? Question, is Cagliostro dead or just knocked unconscious? Hmm. Could be either. What was that look, Shirabe? Okay, legit, what happened to Cagliostro? Okay, so she's dead. Yeah, you only have one choice. No, he doesn't have any humanity left. You already asked that question. And now we have a proper... I mean, he's not incorrect. We've already been through this indeed. I did not expect Cagliostro to die. I really did not. Why is the light suddenly so red in the room? It's not even sunset. Hmm. Does it destroy my theory of joining forces? I wonder. I wonder if instead of that we're gonna have a moment of perhaps Saint-Germain like sacrificing herself to stop Adam in the end. Something along those lines, you know? Redemption through sacrifice. Because with Cagliostro alive, we would essentially add another trio to our main cast, should they join us. But with Cagliostro dead, we no longer have that trio. So they wouldn't be able to operate as a team, right? Because we have the primary colors team, we have the Neapolitan team, and we would have had the alchemical team. But now there are no longer three of them. I don't know. I don't know. Symphogear continues the trend of making me think I know what's going on, and then pulling out a middle finger and saying, haha, you thought. That's a running theme with Symphogear, isn't it? Haha, you thought. Jesus. I almost lost my pen there. And there are ants in my tea. Not only technology hates me, so does the nature. Uh, regardless. Regardless, now it's time to watch this episode again, so let's do just that. Shall we? Yes, we shall. And before we start, I want to take a note. Overlord, Disco Elysium, Hatarokuma Osama, Meduka Meguka, Gundam, Gear Axis. I'm slowly running out of space here. And on the next side, there's Novice Alchemist notes. I'm gonna have to deal with that somehow. How should I note it down? I guess Saint-Germain redemption through sacrifice. Saint-Germain redemption through sacrifice. There we go. That's pretty much the one thing I got from this episode. But as I said, let's go through it again. Maybe I will notice something else still. What's the music here? It's like Pornhub intro at moments. Yeah, like Pornhub intro, but without the drop. It's just, you know, drums going on and on. I like it. I like it, but it's the first time I hear music like that in Symphogear. It's not just that it doesn't have lyrics, but usually it has some like more instruments to it, right? Like a synthesizer or something. This is just drums. Interesting choice. And I'm gonna have to crank down my mic even further because I'm constantly peaking. Yeah, the full stone has been found. Of course, she already went there to do some experiments on it. I constantly forget that Chris has a mullet. I always think of her as having just short hair. I keep forgetting that she has a mullet, and it's especially pronounced in moments like that because when she's in her Symphogear, it like separates in four separate strings of hair, and it looks a little bit more floaty and flowy. This is just a mullet. a really fucking long mullet. Yeah, now it's tied into those two twin tails, so it looks different, but not being. It's just a mullet. I'm sorry. I can't unsee that now. And by losing sight of the past makes. But losing sight of the past makes it harder to achieve what you need to do in the present. Training. Yeah, Cagliostro knows what's up. She overheard Saint-Germain's discussion with Adam. Prelati is out of it. She's been badly hurt by our guys. You'd think that an alchemist would be able to jump back like that into action, right? I mean, her wound was healed really easily by Cagliostro with some alchemagic. So you'd think that she'd be up and about already, but she seems to have an injured eye and she seems to be unconscious, which seems odd. Is it the power of Symphogear that slows down the workings of alchemy, or has she been hurt this badly? Or does perhaps alchemy have its limits, and those limits are quite severe to the point where they can't, I know, regrow her eye? Which would seem weird because it seems that they're already ageless. Also, is it animation error and Prelati's face is doubled and now Cagliostro gets between those two faces? Yeah, it seems to be the case. It seems to be the case that Prelati's face is doubled. Whatever. But yeah, it seems their bodies are like, they said so themselves, the perfect bodies. They're ageless. They don't die of old age, at least. And if they are still alive, it means they're also able to withstand any and all sickness. They've been for a while, so probably like Black Plague and whatnot. So interesting that she's still unconscious and damaged. Interesting why. Yeah, training doesn't really make sense to train with just random noise because they've been fighting them for so long. They have basically full mastery over it. Yeah, this bit of face of Maria here in this frame is kind of wonky a little bit, but whatever. It's just a brief shot at it, literally a couple of frames. I don't know why, but many of the... Not many, but some of the faces, during combat scenes mostly, some of the movement and some of the faces really reminds me of Kill la Kill. I believe I already checked if Trigger people and Kill la Kill people worked on this series, and I don't think anybody did. I didn't find anybody who would. But I can't shake off the feeling that some of the movement is so distinctly Kill la Kill. I don't know. And here we have the actual training, the final boss, Genjiro himself. Chris is not amused, of course, but... Yeah, Onslaught so powerful you see multiples of his hands. And Maria blasts off again. Well, not again, yet, but she does blast off. And everybody, of course, gets defeated by Genjiro, because Genjiro is inhuman, able to catch Chris's rockets mid-air. None of the opponents, none of the enemies, none of the villains was able to do that, I don't think. Why do we even need Symphogear users if we have Genjiro? Honestly. Just give him, I don't know, brass knuckles. Not as a weapon, as a limiter, so he doesn't destroy the earth with a, earth-shattering punch. And just let him loose into the enemy base, and one episode and it's done. It's just a montage of Genjiro punching everybody in the face, ends up with him punching Adam, his head turns into mist. Wrap it up, we won, and now we can have 11 more episodes of making beef stroganoff. Honestly, I know that it's maybe not like comedic, but kinda. It's like a meme in the series that Genjiro is so inhumanely powerful, so they're not actually gonna use his power to win a fight. But it's a nice thought to entertain, I guess. Their mind is ground zero. Everybody's beaten to a pulp. Hibiki's ass in the air, just like she don't care. Hero story, music, and more training. 7 planets, 7 notes. I know there are different musical scales. Which musical scale has 7 notes? I think chromatic is 6. No, chromatic is 5. Pentatonic is 5. Chromatic is 6, I think. Chromatic is 12 notes per octave. Nonatonic is 9. Octatonic is 8. Heptatonic is 7. Hexatonic 6. Pentatonic 5. Tetratonic 3. Tritonic tetratonic 4. Tritonic 3. Diatonic 2. Limited to prehistoric primitive music. Okay. So chromatic is 12. Pentatonic is 5. Heptatonic is 7. Heptatonic scale is most common modern Western scale. So it's not like super unique, it seems. Pentatonic is common in folk music, especially in Asian folk music. Hexatonic Western folk. Octatonic jazz. Nonatonic is a variation of the heptatonic blues scale, so probably used in blues. Chromatic is used in something else, probably. But there's nothing special about heptatonic scale. Let me read a little bit more. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Several heptatonic scales. Western, Roman, Spanish, Hungarian, Greek. Is there anything special whatsoever about it? Not really. Not really. It seems to be like the most bog standard musical scale. Interesting. I would have thought that it's gonna have a little bit more significance, but apparently not. And Adam is creating some brand, some sort of a brand on her back. I wonder what it is. The only association I have with this shape is the Chaos star from 40k. It's not a symbol of a planet. No, it's not a symbol of a planet. So nothing like mystical about it either. Later she gets another brand, and that another brand is like a circle with a dot in the middle. That is the symbol of sun, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up real quick, actually. Fuck, I open a new window. Yeah, new private, please. Planet symbols. Yeah, there we have them. Yeah, reject cookies. Return to monkey. Yeah, there we have them. Let me window capture Planet symbols. There we go. Those are symbols of the planets. Sun, that's the second brand that she gets. Uh, this one is like closest to Earth, but the lines don't meet in the middle, and there are also diagonal cuts in it, so it's not the Earth. And I don't see any other like weird symbols that would relate to that. Alchemical symbols, maybe? No, that's gold, copper, iron. None of those seem to be similar. Yeah. I don't see any symbol that would correlate to what Adam just created on her back. Perhaps another thing that I'm looking way too deep into, and it's supposed to be just a cool looking symbol without any actual significance. I don't know. I'm concerned about this decidedly undestroyed Symphogear. I love the way he put it. Decidedly undestroyed. She's gonna go and destroy them CG cars. New Gias. Meeting up with, what's his name? Stefan. Stefan. Meeting up with Stefan with a cool chrome cybernetic leg. Man, I kinda envy him. I would love to have some cybernetic limbs, not gonna lie. And he gets one for free. I'd have loved to see more of a country without the civil war, but we have some people we need to help over there in Val Verde. Yeah, so it wasn't her fault, and Chris also knows that. I was wondering how exactly it was her fault. Why would it be her fault? Why would she even do that? Turns out she didn't. It's just something Chris said in a spur of a moment. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense, I guess. And here we have. I'm still forgetting the word. Not vis-a-vis. Fuck. I'm gonna look it up. You know what? I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bother me. French word for saying something you've seen. Déjà vu. Déjà vu. That's what I was looking for. Very déjà vu situation. Explosion. Explosion. Regular. Henshin, nothing unique about it except the music, I think. Not sure though. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there's a piece of rubble that falls on them. I honestly thought they're just gonna end up dead. That it's just gonna be something that goes nowhere, just completely stopped in its tracks. The whole story that they might have. No, they just died in a noise attack. Another thing for Chris to beat herself over, essentially. Oh no, it's my fault, I should have saved her, yada yada yada. Which, granted, she should have. I don't know why they moved the fight outside of the building when the building itself was crumbling, but I'm just gonna leave it. Here comes Cagliostro. And she's a brawler. Not just, light tentacles, but also using those rings and gauntlets as actual gauntlets. And she has some weird launcher thing on her wrist as well. She really does enjoy her light tentacles, doesn't she? Good on her. Good on her. Nothing personal, kid. Teleports behind you. Yeah, except there's more of them. And this is, I think, the... What is it that she's holding? Is it the relic that they used before to create that noise that was able to push them to a parallel dimension, to a pocket dimension? Or is it something that has the same capabilities as that noise? I don't know. Oh no, she does spawn a couple of noise, but the noise don't spawn. They just move them to a parallel dimension. Interesting. And yeah, they're split into pairs they've never been split into. That's cool. And honestly, it's something I didn't know I want to see until they showed me that. We always have Kirika and Shirabe fighting hand in hand. Then we have maybe Tsubasa and Maria. And then we have Hibiki and Chris. Or Hibiki and Tsubasa. Meanwhile, Chris is on her lonesome and Maria is on her lonesome. That's usually how it is. And it's very common in other series that have a bigger cast, where that bigger cast is usually split into couples or into groups of three. I mean, even they are split into groups of three, right? Our original trio and then the FIS trio. But this answers a question that I didn't even ask, but I wish I did. What happens if they are put in a situation where they have to fight outside of their little clique? If Shirabe has to fight alongside Tsubasa, if Kirika has to fight alongside Chris, right? Any sort of permutation. Cool. I don't think, at least I don't recall, any series that would do something like that. Usually, once the subgroups are established, they never really break out of them. This time, they break out of the subgroups, and I like it. I didn't expect that to happen, but I like that it did. Too bad you just entered my range. I can't beat you up without getting closer. Oh, then come as close as you'd like. I never watched JoJo for the record, I just know the memes. I'm gonna have to watch JoJo one day. It's a nice stance of a brawler. This shot kind of confused me for a moment. Also, I love how her expression changes. It's not just a blurb of a character as you'd usually see, but she, like, the eye looking back at Chris. It's cool. I like it. Yeah, this scene confused me for a moment. I got them all tangled up. How did Cagliostro end up behind Chris? What the fuck is going on here? Now I see it clearly what's going on. He's stuck. I'll put you out of your misery right away. And Stefan to the rescue, kicking some table leg or something. Not much damage, but enough for Chris to find an opening. And Stefan is so much of a better person than either of them, honestly. Maybe not Chris, but so much of a better person than she is. Stefan's like, I lost a leg. Hey, that's great, the alternative was dying. Thank you, Chris, for amputating it. I could have died, I didn't die. That's amazing. I have a brand sparkling new cybernetic leg. That's fucking cool. Sure, I'm gonna have to go for some, do some exercises, do some training, do some physical therapy and whatnot, but I'm gonna walk one day. I could have died. I could have died, but instead of dying, I'm just gonna have to learn to walk. That's amazing. That's great. That's cool. That's his outset. That's his outlook on life. Meanwhile, she's constantly mourning, oh, I didn't want him to lose his leg, but I didn't want him to die. Why can't I have my cookie and eat my cookie at the same time? Curse you, Chris! Curse you! I know that there's some, unresolved feelings and resentment between the two, and both of them, both her and Chris, could use some therapy, but I mean, Stefan gets it, and hopefully, thanks to Stefan, both of them also get it now. That's a great face. Yeah, this head whip. Moving the head back and then whipping it forward with a bit of an exaggerated expression. This is another thing that reminds me so much of Kill la Kill. I can't help it. I know that none of the people who worked on Kill la Kill worked on this series, but I can't help and see Kill la Kill here. I don't know why. Can we pull off what we practiced earlier? Unison outside of the little cliques. And ignite modules reinforced with the Fool's Stone. You must be able to match each other's rhythm no matter who you end up paired with. I love it. I love it. It's something I didn't envision being significant, but they did. They went one step ahead of me, or rather, I didn't envision it being significant because it never is. Characters being split into those subgroups and cliques is never significant in anime. Sure, the Green Ranger and the Yellow Ranger are always together, and they have the best synchronization when they fight together. So they're just gonna fight together. That's it. Don't think about it. But here we are shaking it up. We're asking questions. I like it. I really do like this bit of this episode. Being able to withstand everything. Male voice. I'm gonna show you how powerful a girl's charm can be. I guess that answers another question that I didn't ask because I take it for granted. That Cagliostro, Prelati, and Saint-Germain were actual existing historical figures who were all men. Here, they are all women. And I didn't question it because gender bending historical characters is something that anime just does. And it's never something you're meant to question. Einstein is now a girl? Cool, she kinda cute. And that's about as far as it goes. So I never questioned it. But I guess it has significance. I guess there is some story to it. I guess the talk about getting ideal bodies isn't just about getting bodies that never age and never get sick, but also getting the perfect female body. I guess her screaming how she feels that, oh, I feel the estrogen flowing through me. I guess it also has some significance to it. I thought all this time that it's about how, oh, I got the best body with big boobs and big hips, and I'm beautiful and pretty. I feel the power of my womanness. I feel the estrogen coursing through me, right? I'm the femme fatale here, kind of a deal. But no, it's a dude who wanted to be a girl, and thanks to alchemy, he got his perfect body, and Why didn't the voice change though? That's a question. Or rather, why did the voice change here, right now? A human's voice is determined by their body. It's not like a psychological thing. I guess to a degree it is, because you can control your voice to a degree. You can teach yourself to have your voice a little lower. You can teach yourself to have a voice very lower. You can teach your voice to be a little higher, and you can learn to talk like that all the time, right? You can change your voice, but at the base level, it's something you're just born with, right? I can't have like super deep fucking baritone, and I can't speak in super high falsetto all the time. I can maybe pull into those registers for a moment, but I can't change my voice so completely. The shape of my larynx, the shape of my vocal cords, the shape of my throat, all of that, uh, the sum of all of that produces what my voice is. So she got her perfect body. Why did her voice revert? Right? It would mean that all this time she was putting on a performance with her voice and consciously using this very feminine, very girly voice. And now that she is in dire straits, she no longer can be asked to keep up the charade, and her voice just reverts to her natural voice. But if her body is perfect, wouldn't the girly feminine voice be her natural voice? I don't know. Kinda odd. Kinda odd. This moment was probably meant like as a bit of an explanation, bit of a shocker that, oh, Cagliostro was a dude. He was a guy, right? He's a male historical figure. Here, he's a girl. It's a woman. Cagliostro is a woman. We never questioned that because it's something that just happens in anime. But perhaps there's something more to that. And in retrospect, all the things she talked about, the estrogen, the perfect body, and stuff like that, makes sense. I know what this change in voice was meant to be, was meant to serve, but doesn't change the fact that it's weird that the voice changed at all. Yeah, just an observation, I guess. Uh-huh. Big attack with some spread out hand. And this is hip docking and turning themselves into a jet fighter. I should be used to it by now, but I'm clearly not. Change the future. She's using a drill that will pierce the heavens, and they're using a jet fighter. Honestly, at this point, I fully expect the finale of this season, or maybe the finale of the next season, all six of them combine their Symphogears to create a motherfucking Megazord. And they're gonna create one big, huge fucking Gundam, and they're gonna punch God in the face. I fully envision it going this way, because where do you go from two of the characters creating a fucking jet fighter jet? You join three of the characters into a Gundam, and then you join six of them into a galaxy scale Gundam, and we're gonna go full trigger in the finale. We're gonna just fight between galaxies or some shit like that. I swear. I swear. And the power of the fighter jet turns to be stronger than the power of a drill. And thus, Cagliostro dies. Bit of a pity, bit of a shame. I honestly thought and was hoping that they will join the S.O.N.G. I honestly thought that's gonna be the case. For the first time since Chris, I saw the characters as although no, not since Chris, because we have Maria, Shiraba, and Kirika were also villains, or antagonists at least, and were turned into allies initially. In the end, they were turned into allies. And in the previous season we didn't have any villain that would join us. Every season so far, we had the villain join us in one way or another. First season we have Chris join us. Second season we have Maria, Kirika, and Shirabe. Third season, indirectly, but what was her name? It started with CH. Did it? Not Chloe. Fuck, why did I forget that? The alchemist Lolly. The alchemist Lolly didn't join us directly, but she gave up her body to Elf9 and thus had a moment of redemption and joining us in a bit of a roundabout way because Elf9 joined the team. In this season, I fully expected the alchemical trio to join us. Perhaps the remaining two will. Perhaps only Saint-Germain will. Perhaps only Prelati will. Maybe it's still not set in stone. But with Cagliostro dying, the probability of that happening is a bit lower than I would like. I really did not expect her to die. I thought she maybe just fell unconscious and is now in S.O.N.G's custody. Or maybe she fell unconscious and Adam or Saint-Germain or whoever retrieved her washing machine. Retrieved her, and she's now in the bed next to Prelati, also licking her wounds. But no, if what she says is true, Cagliostro is just fucking dead. Also, show me the second brand. This is sun. This symbol is the sun. Although I see the crosswise lines appearing as well, and in another shot we see those lines fully realized. She's awful happy about that. Show me the full... There we go. Yeah, those symbols are similar, if not the same, so perhaps, again, I'm looking too deep into it. But what are they? That's also a question. Shoulder blades are not like a significant piece of a body. They're not super significant body part. If it was a symbol over her heart or on her forehead, for example, right? The alchemical third eye, or anywhere else, it would make sense to a degree, but on her shoulder blades? Okay, my mic doesn't pick up the washing machine, that's great. The only thing that comes to mind is her growing wings out of those symbols. I don't know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. We will see about that. That saves the trouble of deciding. Time for Prelati to die. Do you have... No, he doesn't. We've been over this. You're so inhumane, Adam. So wicked. You can't open the doors to heaven with kindness. Very poignant, isn't it? I still wonder if he actually wants to open the door to heaven and help humanity, or is it just purely and solely for his personal, individual goals that he wants to be a god? Could be either way. Could be either way, honestly. And also another question: why the fuck does Saint-Germain still help him? Is she so deep in sunken cost fallacy that she doesn't care much? I mean, she clearly cares about Cagliostro, she clearly cares about Prelati, but clearly not enough to go against Adam. Not even go against him, just not do what he says. You don't have to punch him in the face, just don't do what he says. I don't know. I don't know what her shtick is. And I don't know how she's gonna end up. Is she gonna rebel against Adam? Is she not? Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Ugh. Yeah, fuck cables. Fucking hate cables. Okay. That was episode 8 of... Did I press something? No, I didn't. That was episode 8 of Symphogear AXZ. And that was a great episode. That was a great episode. I loved the bit with splitting them into pairs that they never fought in, that they never like used, and I loved the bit of training that was supposed to make them work in unison, in not just Kirika and Shirabe together, but everybody in whatever configuration. Love that. A great bit of character growth and power growth, like growth in power for all of them. Not only did they get the power of the full stone, they also get the power of the unison. That's a big power spike in just a single episode. So that was great, because I never thought it's gonna be significant. Because I always take the thing with subgroups for granted, and I didn't treat Symphogear any differently. Another thing that I always took for granted is gender-bent historical figures. Turns out there's some significance to that, at least some explanation. And the one thing that I didn't necessarily like, but not from the standpoint of I don't like how it was portrayed, I don't like how it was in the story, but I don't like that this is what happened. Cagliostro's death. I really was hoping that the alchemical trio are gonna join us. It's not a slight against the show, it's not a slight against the episode, it's just something that I personally would like to see go differently. But it went this way and not another one, and I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with that. Are all the alchemists gonna die? Are not Cagliostro anymore? Are Prelati and Saint-Germain gonna join us? Or maybe they are all gonna die and Saint-Germain is gonna redeem herself by sacrifice. Is Prelati going to die to Cagliostro, to Saint-Germain? Or is Prelati gonna live? Is Prelati gonna be saved? Is Saint-Germain gonna go against Adam to save Prelati? Or is she gonna kill Prelati? Is maybe Prelati gonna survive and join S.O.N.G? Is Saint-Germain gonna survive and join S.O.N.G? Are all of them going to fucking die? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for future episodes. That's for sure. And actually, I think I'm gonna watch episode 9 right now so that you get episode 8 directly to YouTube. And by the time this episode is up on YouTube, episode 9 might already be on Patreon or will be coming shortly. I'll see about that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. When it comes to episode 8, do I have anything more to add? Not really, no. Yeah, that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something to add, and if so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories? No spoilers, please, I beg of you. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord is here, also link in the description. Join it, there's a Symphogear channel, you can talk spoilers using spoiler tags, and I'm not gonna see them, everybody wins. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases. There's the subscription button, I think. Of not only Symphogear AXZ, but also Gundam Witch from Mercury, Madoka Magica. I'm gonna watch, not Witch. I'm gonna watch Rebellion over the Christmas break rather. Also, Tensei Shitaraken Deshita, Management of a Novice Alchemist, Arcanite Prelude to Dawn, and I don't think I missed anything. I think that's it. And I also stream sometimes, so you might wanna click the bell icon down there to be notified when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon Throne, links in the description below. On Patreon for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka, like others, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord, a place in the credits, and I sometimes release seasonal anime like a day early if I happen to record it early on that $1 tier, so that's also something you might be interested in. On Throne you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better software, better gear, stuff like that, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever but still want to help the channel, share my content, spread the word. It does help the channel grow a lot, especially after my 2 weeks of a break. It will help the channel go back to the numbers it was doing. It's gonna take time, but eventually I have faith that it's gonna get back to where it was. And yeah, that's it. That's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my wonderful patrons, and you can be one of them, and you don't need to use alchemy to achieve that. Just a couple of bucks.